Before hemming, make sure that the edges of the fabric are evenly cut. I personally prefer to use a rotary cutter when cutting because it makes it so much easier to get those edges even. Another tip to make hemming easier over bulky seams is to fold the seam allowance in opposite direction to flatten out that space. Either clip a tiny notch into the seam allowance at the hem folding line and fold the seam allowance in opposite direction, or if you don't want to clip, you can also finger press the seam allowance in opposite direction. Doing either of these methods will even out the surface and make feeding easier and also help preventing skip stitches. On materials that can take a little hit, I do recommend ironing the fold as it does make hemming easier. Don't overpin when cover stitching. Instead, just add a few pins and remember to remove them before they get too close to the presser foot. Using wonder clips are also a great option when hemming on a coverstitch machine because they're so easy to remove and they don't distort the fabric. And if you're curious about what wonder clips are, check the description section where I show you some links. A personal favorite of mine is to hand baste the hem using large and loose stitches. Just be careful so that you don't stitch over the basting when you're sewing because that can be a little bit tricky then when you need to remove the stitching afterwards. And also, with practice, you'll likely be able to hem just using your fingers to keep the fold even, but if you find that too tricky in the beginning, do use some of the other methods that I showed you. I recommend that you always start sewing at the back of the garment just after the side seam, because that way you will set your machine off to a good start because you are sewing on a flat surface. If you're starting on the seam, well, it might be a little bit bumpy and the seam might have some feeding issues, so I do recommend that you start just after the seam on the back piece. And you should pull the threads back and to the left before you start sewing to make sure that you don't get snagged once you start sewing. And if you find it hard to sew straight, I recommend that you can use a seam guide to make the hem easier if your machine lacks a built-in ruler. Another trick is to use a piece of Lego attached to the plate using some sticky pads, blue tack, and that can also help you sew straighter. Another tip is to gently guide the fabric, but do not pull, to make sure that it's evenly fed, and that will also help you avoid getting the seams kind of twisted. If the surface is bumpy and the presser foot is tilted upwards or down, such as when you're stitching over a seam allowance, well, then the feeding will suffer and the machine will likely have a harder time forming even stitches, which is why I recommend that you fold the seam allowance in opposite direction, which I talked about earlier. And if the machine still struggles to feed over that seam allowance, I have a few more tips up my hand. Try to insert a hump jumper, it's a height compensation tool, under the presser foot to level it when you're sewing over the bulky seams. And you keep the hump jumper in place until you reach the end of the bump. Then you remove it and just keep sewing. Another tip you can try is to temporarily increase the differential feed and or the stitch lengths and see if that also improves the feeding. It can actually be quite helpful when you get stuck around the seam area. And for a neat finish, try to sew as close to the edge of the fabric as possible, but be aware that if one needle only hits a single layer of fabric, you might run into tunneling instead, those ridges that are forming between the stitches. Are you having problems such as skip stitches, uneven feeding or tension issues? Then I recommend that you download my free Coverstitch Troubleshooting guide to learn more on how you can fix these common and so annoying issues. And if you're hemming on the round, you sew over the beginning stitches for a couple of centimeters, which is roughly an inch or less, and you overlap that. And then to secure, I'd recommend that you use the pull method, which is usually the best way to secure a coverstitch machine. And this is how you do it. Pull the needle threads apart before overlapping. Overlap the stitches for about 2 centimeters, which is slightly less than an inch. And you sew the last stitch using the hand wheel, and then you stop at the highest needle point, lift the presser foot, and using a crochet hook on all or tweezers, you pull the needle thread towards you, and when they're getting quite long, you clip the threads. And now grab the fabric and pull it diagonally towards the back and slightly to the left. And this little pull trick will pull the needle threads to the reverse side, forming a knot and securing the stitch. And if you are a little bit unsure, for extra safety, do tie another knot on the reverse side to make sure the seam is 100% secured and will hold up over time, even though the seam might be stretched out a lot. And then finally, you trim away all the threads. And if you want to learn even more about cover stitching, you can also get my book, Master the Coverstitch Machine, which will really help you to master all aspects of cover stitching.